Hi viewers, as you well aware that I am Dr. Jetling Yellosa. I am running a YouTube channel called Law Speeches. You know, just now we are witnessing in India the elections to the 5 state legislative assembly, and the in 4 states elections have been completed on 30th of this month. The Telangana state, which was formed in 1st of June of 2014, is going to be elections for third time to its legislative assembly. So we discuss the constitution and the election process in this lecture. First of all, I would like to quote an important quotation quoted by the famous thinkers, like one is Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president of the United States of America. He quoted that the ballot is stronger than the bullet, because we are living in a democratic polity. In democratic polity, the bullet have the no role to play. Only ballot has a role to play. That is the reason he stated in way back, democracy is the people, of the people, and for the people. That became a very famous quotation throughout the world. And election is a process where we are going to elect our representatives, who in their turn making legislations concerning all of us. And one more quotation quoted by the John F. Kennedy, of the former president of USA. He quoted and stated here, the ignorance of one voter in a democracy impairs the security of all. So voting is a mandated element to all of us. When the elections are there, it is our duty, self-dictated duty, to cast our votes in favor of the candidates whomever you like. So to conduct the elections, the Constitution under Article 324 to 329 provides a constitutional body and the process and procedure, where under Article 324 we have the Election Commission of India. So Election Commission of India has to be empowered by the Constitution to superintend, direct and control the elections with regard to Parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, legislative assemblies and the legislative council in the state, and offices of the President of India as well as the Vice President of India. You know, the election process has seen number of changes in time to time. Earlier we have the ballot boxes and paper. We are using paper as an indicative for voting our right. But in 1982 in Kerala State Assembly, the first time EVMs were introduced. Thereafter, it has gone improvement from time to time, and the VVPAT system, that means voter verified paper audit and trail system, was introduced into the Lok Sabha elections in 2014. Means we are casting a vote, we are getting a kind of a paper. So the VVPATs were first time were availed in Noksen Assembly constituency in the Nagaland in 2013. In addition to this, we have the persons who are involved in the elections, the employees working for the election. They can utilize the postal ballot system. By post, they can vote into elections process. For that, they have to get the priorly before to election date. They have to get the postal ballot, and they can avail their vote by utilizing the postal ballots. But the first time for this election in our country, we are using a new system that if a person is having the age of more than 80 years of age, that is elderly people are there, they are unable to move, and the physically challenged persons are there, they are not in a position to move. For them, a home voting system also been introduced in our country. So that process has started and also successfully completed. For that, they have to register their names with the election officials, and they will come and they will see that the elderly people or physically challenged people, they can avail their votes. So things are like this because the election system has changed a lot, and it is our duty to cast our vote. There is no fundamental duty is there. As at the time of the commencement of the Constitution, the 21 years of age is prescribed as a voting period, but by 61st Amendment to the Constitution of India, which was carried in 1988, and it came into amended from 1989, the system of 21 to age has been decreased to 18 years. Even the Supreme Court, in a case, has stated in 1982 that though right of voting is not a fundamental right, which is not prescribed under the article in the part of the third of the Constitution of India, where part third speaks about the fundamental rights, but it is a constitutional right. No person, no authority can deny the constitutional rights. Because it is originating from the Article 326 of the Constitution of India. Right to vote is originating. Then, if you refer to Article 329 of the Constitution of India, where when the election process have been started, the courts have been barred to interfere into the electoral matters. When is a motion that started, then no court can interfere into that motion. That was clearly mentioned in the Constitution of India under Article 329. And again, Supreme Court in a case called Durga Prasad Mehta versus Raghuraj Singh. In this special petition, which was reported in All India Reporter 1954, SC, page number 520, has reiterated that courts are debarred to interfere into election process when the process has been initiated. So it is a voting is a sacred right which is available to us, which is accorded by the Constitution of India. But you see the other side. The new trend has been started. People were bribed by political parties for voting in their favor. The sanctity of election is at stake. And we think some more way, that the voting right is available only to free persons. What about the persons languishing in the jails and the prison for various sentences? For them, there is no voting rights. In some countries, even prisoners have been granted the voting rights. So we have to rethink that also, because thousands or we say millions of people are under languishing for various crimes in the prisons or jails. For them also, when the Representation of People's Act provides a person can contest the election from the behind the bars, but when a person is behind, he has no right of exercising his franchise. It is nothing but denial of the constitutional right to such prisoners. So the lawmakers should think in that way to provide the voting rights to the persons languishing in the prisons and jails. And many educated people in India, they ignored when the election day come, they treat it as a holiday and they will ignore to cast, because the statistical data shows that rural ites are more aware of exercising their right than the urbanites. So that is another great lacuna. So we have to feel it is a fundamental duty to go to the polling station to vote, and we have to exercise our franchise without any sort of influence. Caste, creed, religion, money, material, all should be discarded, because we are deciding our own fate. In democracy survives when we exercise our vote rights and exercising our right in a fair and in a good manner. So this is my humble appeal to all of you. There are some countries in the world, in majority of European countries, if you are not voting your franchise, they are denying the government services to you. They are taking away the government services to you. Though they are the tiny or small countries, no such thing is enforceable in our country, practically, but we have to think in that way. That on the day of voting, everybody should go and cast your vote, whomever party you likes, whatever policies you likes, but we have to exercise our vote, because it is a sacrosanct right is available to us, given by the constitutional makers to us. Under the constitutional right, we have to exercise, though it is not a fundamental right. So with this, I am concluding my brief speech. Thank you, one and all.